Well, guys, I'm now in one of the top destinations of my trip, Hardy, Nebraska. This is a tiny little town. Let me show you that cute house. Oh, I have no idea what the population is. I know it's going to be under 500 for sure. But one of the places that I want to visit is the Lutheran church here. Last time I was here was at my grandma's funeral. I always thought it was one of the cutest churches. Anyway, we'll drive down Main Street. That big brick building over there used to be the high school. That's where my dad went to school. Look at that cute mural. I can't remember. Post office is right along in here. Oh, there it is. That building, that brick building on your right. Look at that teeny tiny little post office. And I don't know if this place is still open. I hope it is. It's the Do Drop Inn. It's a restaurant. Looks like all the businesses are closed. The Do Drop Inn used to be, if I remember correctly, they told me, famous for their fried chicken dinners on Sundays. That people would be lined up out the door. Let's see, I think Main Street is 1 block long. So we'll flip a U and go back. Last time I was here, there was like a secondhand store, and that was about all there was. The Do Drop Inn, the secondhand store, and the post office. Now I'm going to see if I can get in the Lutheran church. I think you guys will really like it. This is the city park. The old high school building is where the city park is located. A few little toys. I'm pretty sure they don't have, they got horseshoes, but I'm pretty sure they don't have camping. I wanted to share this beautiful, beautiful church with you guys. This is the church my dad would have gone to when he was growing up, and last time I was here was at my grandmother's funeral in 1983, I believe. Look at those curved pews, the way they curve around. Take a look at the wood vent system. And the stained glass windows. Oh, just almost brings tears to my eyes to come in this church. I want to show you. Look at the woodwork around there. See when these windows were, guys, that's not 2003, that's 1903. These stained glass windows are over 100 years old. This one was from 1906. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see these amazing stained glass windows. But they were all from the early 1900s. And I'm not sure you're going to be able to see the ceiling. It is so high. Look at the light fixtures. Just amazing, beautiful. And I'm glad to see they have a security camera in that floor register. This one is metal. I'm going to say probably iron. wood and iron. Don't see that anymore. If I showed you, but those are those old roll-up doors. And when it opens up into the main part of the church. And back behind is a classroom or a meeting room, whatever. But look at the ceilings. I am so glad nobody has come in here and painted over all of this. Left it the natural beauty that it was. Double doors, and see where that basically brought us back into another entryway, and then I came through that door right there. But here's these fold-up doors I was telling you about. Guys, these are in pristine condition. You don't see these anymore. I am just so thankful they didn't change all of this. I'm assuming, I don't remember. I think this leads to the basement, which obviously, but I don't know. I know there's an outside exit that we always used. And so I don't know if this leads to a different section. But wish my aunt was here, my dad's sister. She's still, her husband was from here too, so they come back frequently. Yes, it did lead to the main part. And it's just a big open room. I know this is where we had the funeral dinner for my grandma. And you know what, guys? It still smells the same as what it did when I was a little kid. Well, guys, here's the outside of the church. I didn't even look to see if I could get up in the bell tower. Such a beautiful church with so many memories for me. And as you can see, at some point, they had to make an additional exit to the basement. So that was added on, but had to be many years ago because it's always been there as far as I remember. In front of the church. Can you imagine how beautiful that looks at night, all lit up, and the light coming through the stained glass windows? Word, guys, check out the playground equipment. Isn't this amazing? This is the real old, true playground equipment. I want to get up close and show you guys some stuff. Some of you may remember it from your childhood. Obviously, all homemade. My dad actually made us kids, when we were little, made our swing sets, very similar to this. And he also made my daughter's when she was little. My kids had that till they outgrew it. Just a pipe, but this is what I want to show you. How many of you remember those links? And you learned really quick not to hang on right there because your finger got pinched. Good grief, can you imagine the lawsuits over that nowadays? And the trapeze bar. Most of them had a bar and rings. We all learned how to swing from our knees. You could sit up. You felt like you were in a circus. A second swing. But I love the merry-go-round. Look at it. Remember these? These actually look like old tractor knobs that they put on. You grab a hold of this. You get a good hold and you could really make the kids go fast. And some of you got to stand out in the middle, or you would stand on those bars and go round and round. Oh, I hope they keep this up forever. Back side of the church. All those windows on this side were that big classroom off to the side. And there sits my road trek. Been trying to think of a name for it, and I think I've come up with it. We'll see how many of you know why. My maiden name was McGee. I think I'm going to name my road trek Fibber and my GPS is going to be Molly. What do you think? Well, guys, I just wanted to let you know I just am leaving the Dewdrop Inn, and I was so excited that I ran into a gentleman who was friends with my dad as a child. He's asked me to stay in town for another 4 hours and come for the afternoon coffee break when he said all the old timers will be here and they all knew your dad. But I really need to get down the road. And I spent probably 30 minutes visiting with the owner. One thing about this little restaurant is you eat what the cook cooks. And I'm not able to eat what was on today's menu, so I just bought a drink. But if you're ever in this area, stop by the Dewdrop Inn. One thing that they are famous in the whole area for is their homemade, and guys, it's real chicken, homemade fried chicken for Sunday dinners. And lines go down outside the building, people wanting to come in. So this has been a great day. Well, I'm going back by what I thought was the school in their city park, and at the Dewdrop Inn, the owner told me that no, this is where the auditorium was, where they played basketball and what have you. And it is still their community building. And and I do need to tell you, and I knew this is exactly what was going to happen. I told him, I said, I bet I'm the talk of the town right now. And he just laughed. He says, yeah, people are wondering what you're doing in town and who you are. And I said, well, I'm from a small town and we do the same thing. He said, well, we keep a pretty close eye on things around here. And guys, that's the best part about small town living. Okay, later.